You're about to learn 4 critical strategies to win more games.
That guy was determined.
I have nearly 5,000 lifetime wins, which puts me in the top 3,000 players who have ever played this game for most wins.
Wow.
Now, while the clips you see here will be from Reload Zero Build, these strategies should be applied to Battle Royale and also Build Mode. And as any good YouTube video does it, the best tip is by far the last tip, so stick around for that one. Tip number 1. Get the better players out of the game. So you're gonna wanna keep your eye on the better players. They'll be the ones racking up the kills in the kill feed, or maybe you encounter them briefly, you nearly die, or just get away by the skin of your teeth. Remember what skin they're wearing, because getting them out of the game is extremely important to winning the game. Take this example for my win and reload here. I saw early on that this player was good, and that they were also wearing a sweaty all-black superhero skin, which means they take the game way too seriously. So I tagged them up for most of their shield here, and I didn't take very much damage myself. So I realized this is a fight that I should risk taking. Getting him out of the game allowed me to go on to get the win against easier opponents. Also, look for opportunities against these good players to third-party them. So watch the kill feed, and if they kill someone right around you, you should instantly jump on them and try to get them out. When you keep your eye on the good players and you know who they are and what their skin is, you can also try to avoid them when the scenario isn't good for you. Tip number 2. You need to slow it down once you reach the top 10 to 15 players left in the match. So look at this 23 kill win I had here. Notice the kill indicators throughout the game. I'm super aggressive, having fun wiping the lobby for the first half of the game. But then you'll notice that my kills slow down here, and there's huge gaps between kills. The reason for this is that when you get to the top 10 to 15 players, you're now fighting the best players in the lobby. They have purple, they have gold weapons, and they're gonna eliminate you really quickly with those weapons. Mostly everyone will have good mobility at this point, and because it's a smaller circle, if they hear you fighting, you'll be third-partied really quick. Now, you might be an aggressive player, which I usually am as well, and you might get 15 kills by the time you hit the top 10 to 15 players, but if you really want the win, you need to change your mindset and play slower. Tip number 3. This tip is all about getting to the end game and your positioning and mindset. So around the last 10 to 15 players, like we just previously talked about, you're gonna slow your game down. And then you're gonna want to position yourself on the outside of the circle. You're gonna wanna be hyper aware of where every player is around you. You wanna make sure you don't have anyone sneaking up on you from behind, which is why you're being close to the edge of the storm. It's much less likely that you're gonna get snuck up on if you're next to that storm. Also, being around the edge means less aggressive players are likely to push you, because those aggressive players are gonna be running around in the middle of the map looking for easy players to find. You'll never see it coming. So I do make a mistake here that I want to point out. I leave the edge of the circle and I decide to third party a fight in the middle of the zone. And I'm immediately punished here and fourth partied and die. Now luckily, I'm playing reload, and in solos you get 3 lives, but even so, I now lost all my good guns and items. But once I find some items when I come back and respawn, I then reposition myself on the edge, throw down a couple of bunkers here, and prepare for the next storm circle. Now, before I give you the last tip, look and see if you're subscribed. If you're not, please subscribe. Also, give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. All right, here's the biggest tip, the most massive tip to win more games. So it has to do with when there's 3 players left in the game. So watch this clip and try to figure out what I did wrong. And let's set the stage here for a second. There's me, Ace of Spades, and Horazo. Now, each of us wants the win so bad. In fact, look at Horazo here. He's literally tiptoed his way to the end of the game. He's only got 3 kills, and he didn't even kill anyone until the second half of the game. Now, just because he has 3 kills doesn't mean he's bad. He's playing for the win, and he knows exactly what to do to get it. So you see the strategy here that Horazo understands, and what I'm about to tell you to win more games, is that when there's a top 3 situation, you need to wait for the other 2 players to start fighting. Specifically, you wait until there's like a shotgun fight or when they jump on top of each other. Now, Horazo actually went slightly early here. I'd recommend getting close enough while they're shotgun fighting, and that when one of them dies, that's when you jump in. And if you missed it, that's the tip. When there's 3 people left, you avoid fighting and you wait for them to fight, and the second they're done fighting, you jump on top of them. Now, the reason this is so good and so effective is that as a third partier, you'll likely have full health and your guns are all reloaded. And the person that just finished the fight likely took damage from the other player, so they're lower health than you, and they just used their weapons, so they have less ammo in their guns, and perhaps they've completely emptied their clips. And they're also surprised by the fact that you're instantly third-partying them. So this puts them in a frantic mindset. They're usually going to try to run away from you if they can. And you see here that Harazo did exactly what you should do. When I ran away, he applied pressure immediately and chased me. You don't want to give the other person time to heal, and you don't want to give them time to reload. So I promise you guys, if you do that one simple thing, you wait for the other players to engage each other, you're gonna close the gap just close enough so that when they finish fighting and one of them dies, you can immediately jump on them. If you do this, if you third party when you're in the top 3 situation, you'll win a massive amount of your games going forward.